The thing that's exhausting you isn't your endless to-do list. It's the fact that you're trying to be CEO of the universe. What if I told you that you only have one actual job, and everything else is optional? This lesson teaches that we have one function given by God, salvation, and that all our self-created purposes and goals are distractions that drain our energy and create conflict. It's asking us to stop juggling 1,000 different agendas and recognize that peace comes from aligning with our one true purpose. Sarah sits at her desk. Tabs open everywhere: work project, family calendar, side hustle research, house hunting, fitness tracker, meditation app. Her phone buzzes with a text from her mom about weekend plans while her boss emails about the quarterly report. She feels that familiar knot in her chest, the sense that she's failing at everything because she can't give 100% to any one thing. She's running 50 different programs, each demanding her full attention, each making her feel guilty for not prioritizing it first. Imagine you're a smartphone trying to run 50 apps at once: email, games, social media, navigation, calendar, all simultaneously. Your battery drains, you overheat, and nothing works well. But you were actually designed to run one primary operating system that coordinates everything efficiently. All those competing apps aren't just draining you, they're preventing your core function from working. We've all been Sarah. Maybe for you it's not tabs on a computer but the mental browser that never closes. The project deadline competing with your kid's school event. The health goals fighting with work demands. The desire to be present battling the need to plan ahead. Each goal feels justified, important, even noble. How can you not care about your career, your family, your health, your future? But here's what's actually happening. Each goal you've created becomes its own little tyrant, demanding total allegiance. Your fitness app guilt trips you when you skip a workout for a work deadline. Your work self-judges you for leaving early for your kid's recital. Your family self-resents the Sunday you spend catching up on projects. No matter what you choose, something else is always calling you a failure. Sarah notices her shoulders are practically touching her ears. Her breath is shallow, caught somewhere in her throat. She's not even reading the emails anymore, just scanning for fires to put out, problems to solve, disappointments to avoid. Her mind races through scenarios. If I finish this report, I can make the gym. But wait, I promised to call mom back. And the house viewing is tomorrow. I haven't even researched the neighborhood. Each thought spawns 3 more, each more urgent than the last. But notice something curious. Who decided that Sarah needs to excel at work while maintaining perfect health, while being an ideal family member, while building a side business, while finding the perfect home? Who set up this impossible game where winning in one area means losing in another? She did. We do, every single day. We create new purposes for ourselves, then wonder why we feel scattered and exhausted. We're like that smartphone, installing app after app, each one promising to make life better, each one actually making the whole system slower. Here's the startling part. Most of our stress doesn't come from the actual tasks. It comes from the competing purposes behind them. It's not the workout that's stressful. It's the belief that you must maintain a perfect body to be worthy. It's not the work project. It's the conviction that your value depends on constant achievement. It's not the family obligations. It's the idea that love means never disappointing anyone. What if, just for a moment, we considered that we might have this backwards? What if instead of 50 competing purposes, we actually have just one? Not one that we created, but one that was given to us. One that doesn't compete with anything else because it organizes everything else. Think about your smartphone again. Underneath all those apps, there's an operating system. It doesn't compete with your email or your calendar or your photos. It's what allows them all to function. When the operating system is working smoothly, every app runs better. When it's overloaded or corrupted, nothing works right. Sarah pushes back from her desk. For just a second, she stops. Stops trying to solve, to juggle, to optimize. In that pause, something shifts. She realizes she's been asking the wrong question. Not, how can I manage all these competing priorities? But, what if I don't have competing priorities? What if I have one purpose that makes everything else fall into place? That's when it hits her. The exhaustion isn't from doing too much. It's from the constant inner war between manufactured purposes. Each self-created goal is fighting for supreme importance, and she's caught in the crossfire. Your true function, the one you were designed for, isn't another task to add to your list. It's more like switching from running 50 apps to running one operating system that coordinates everything. This function doesn't compete with your daily life. It transforms how you move through it. When Sarah stops trying to be CEO of the universe and remembers her actual function, something remarkable happens. The work project is still there, but the frantic energy around it dissolves. She finds herself typing with clarity instead of panic. The family text gets a genuine response instead of a guilty rush. The house hunting becomes a practical task instead of a measure of life success. She hasn't abandoned her responsibilities. She's just stopped letting 50 tyrants rule her mind. When you're aligned with your one true function, decisions become surprisingly clear. Not because life gets simpler, but because you're not spending all your energy on inner negotiations. You know which app to open because the operating system is handling the coordination. The relief is physical. Sarah's shoulders drop. Her breathing deepens. The knot in her chest begins to loosen, not because she's solved all her problems, but because she's stopped creating new ones every 5 minutes. She's stopped being at war with herself. This is what happens when we stop trying to manage every outcome and recognize our one true function. The mental noise quiets. Not to silence, life is still happening, but to something manageable, even peaceful. Like a phone that's finally running smoothly because you closed the unnecessary apps and let the system do what it was designed to do. We think we need more strategies, more systems, more ways to manage our chaos. But what we actually need is to stop creating the chaos in the first place. To recognize that beneath all our self-important purposes, there's one function that brings everything into alignment. Not by force or effort, but by simple recognition. When you remember this throughout your day, in the middle of the emails, the meetings, the family dynamics, you'll find something surprising. The actions you need to take become obvious, not because someone told you what to do, but because when you're not running 50 competing programs, clarity emerges naturally. You'll still send the email, attend the meeting, care for your family. But you'll do it from a place of peace instead of panic. From alignment instead of exhaustion. From your true function instead of 50 false ones. If you want to keep practicing with us, You can like the video and subscribe. Let's take a moment now to let this settle with a guided meditation. Let yourself settle. Find a position that feels easy, natural. No perfect posture needed. Just let your body find its own comfort. Notice your breath arriving. Not controlling it, just noticing it knows exactly what to do without your management. Feel where you're holding tension. Maybe in your shoulders, your jaw, your belly. We hold our competing purposes in our bodies. All those inner arguments leave their mark. Allow a gentle softening, not forcing relaxation. Just permission to stop holding so tight. Remember the image of the phone with too many apps running. Feel that in your body. The heat. The drain. The overload. Now imagine closing them. One by one. Not abandoning anything important, just letting the background noise fade. Feel what remains. The operating system, quiet, clear, ready. Notice how your breath deepens when you're not managing the universe. Rest here. Nothing to achieve. Nothing to optimize. Nothing to juggle. Your one true function doesn't need your effort. It's already here, waiting beneath all the noise. Stay with this feeling. This is what alignment feels like. Not empty. Not passive, just clear. When thoughts of tasks arise, let them. But notice, they don't have the same urgent grip when you're resting in your true function. Breathe here for as long as feels right. When you're ready, let your eyes open slowly. Carry this clarity with you, not as another thing to manage, but as the space from which everything else flows. Thank you for being here and practicing together. If you'd like, you can find a free digital ACIM resource in the description. And if you want to mark the moment, a simple comment such as, "I am grateful," is welcome. Thank you for taking this time with us today. Remember, you don't need to abandon your life to find peace, you just need to stop running 50 programs at once. Be gentle with yourself as you practice recognizing your one true function throughout your day. Until next time, may you find moments of clarity in the midst of it all.